Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you guys my updated Nectar Musketeer deck profile for July 2014. Musketeers were granted a little extra support in set 14, which I think is awesome. I love the Musketeer deck. Can't wait till set 16 when they get their Legion and all their other various support. Until then, I'll give you guys an update to the deck profile. The basic grade 3s you run are White Lily Musketeer Cecilia. She's the main grade 3 of the deck. She gets off a lot of your plays. Pretty much you CB1, choose 5 normal units with Musketeer and Scarred Name from your drop zone and put them on the bottom of your deck. Search your deck for up to 2 White Lily Musketeer Cecilias and call them to separate rear guards. I like the effect pretty much because it's an early type of Legion effect. Put cards back, seek 2 mates. I love that whole kind of shtick with this deck. And basically just recycles units. And her other effect is you could choose one of your rear guards with Musketeer and card name, retire it. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and search for 1 Musketeer from among them and call him to rear guard. She's very consistent. She helps open up great columns. She's a wonderful card to use. And the other grade 3 I use is the Black Lily Musketeer Herman. Basically use Herman for the fact that he's a Musketeer. He's got the boost effect, so I can hit 20k columns on rear guard, which is kind of bad for the opponent still nowadays. But basically, you just want Musketeer targets with this deck, with the whole killing and Chep Talk 4 of the deck. You want to be able to Superior Call Musketeer. For grade 2s, I run 4 of the 12k. Gusto, just a viable 12k like all decks. For Kaivant, this card is the one where you CB1, choose another your rear guards with Musketeer and its card name and retire it when this unit is placed on Vanguard or rear guard. If you have a Nectar Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, look for up to the top 4 cards of your deck for a Musketeer. Pretty much just a Cecilia effect. I kind of like to think that since Cecilia is the leader of the Musketeers, she got the whole top 5 while everyone else got the top 4. So that's basically what Kaivant's effect is, just better superior calls for weaker cards you have. And I'm also running 3 of the new card, White Rose Musketeer Alberto. He pretty much flips up damage when his attack hits, so he's great with the deck. Each Musketeer pretty much just uses 1 counterblast, but they can be used up pretty quickly, which is why Alberto really comes in handy. And for grade 1s, I run 4 White Valley Musketeer Rebecca. Her effect is pretty much Kaivant's except in grade 1 form. And I love the fact that they kept them consistent at a 7k and a 9k power. They didn't reduce them to 6k or 8k just to make them much weaker. The fact that they kept them at this strength makes them totally viable in professional play, which is really nice. And I also run 4 of the 10k White Water Lily Musketeer Ruth. I think it's great that every Musketeer card was basically hollow when set 8 came out. There's really not one non-hollow card in the deck except for Herman, which is really cool. And for the perfect guard, I would like to run 4 of the Red Rose Musketeer Antonio. Just need to get 1 more. It's not really too important of a problem yet. I like Antonio pretty much because you can recycle him now with Cecilia's effect. He's not too great of a target to call to rear guard. Unless he dies, then you could just put him back to use. But I like that for infinite perfect guard use with this deck. It's really fun. Your opponent can't say, oh, you used up 4 perfect guards, because I'll just be like, gonna put him back and use him again. And I also run 3 of the 8k Corella Dragon, one of the non-Musketeer cards of the deck, pretty much just so I can have strong columns with this deck. And for triggers, pretty much running the Rainbow, 4 Musketeer crits, 4 Musketeer heal. The new Musketeer stand trigger is amazing. It's pretty much a CB1, put this unit on the bottom of your deck. And if you have a Nectar Vanguard, look at the top 4 cards of your deck for a Musketeer and its card name and call it to rear. It's a great effect pretty much because you don't kill him, you recycle your trigger, which is a pretty important thing, pretty much because you wouldn't be able to put it back with Cecilia's effects, and she calls for normal units, and this is a trigger obviously, which is great because you pretty much won't use up your triggers. You'll always have an option for a trigger. Plus 4 of the new draw trigger, Eggplant, until we get the Musketeer draw. And the starter I prefer is the Musketeer one, which was lucky. It is the grade 3 Searcher Kira. Kira just opens up my plays so I can be sure to ride with the right grade 3. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoy, and Kira Quali out.